Hey everyone, Clark here, welcome back to another video. Today I am back and today we are going to be ranking every single launch map within Call of Duty Zombies history. With the release of Astra of the Damned, I thought it'd be nice to rank every single launch map within Call of Duty Zombies history. I wanted to do this for Black Ops 6, but I had other projects to focus on at the time, so I couldn't really do it. But now's the best time to do it, seeing as Astra of the Damned is out and the main quest has been solved and I've played a crap ton. So we will be ranking every non-Treyarch, every Treyarch, yes, even Vanguard. And this list is just my personal opinion, so please do not hate me. If you have a different opinion than me, then that's totally fine. If you guys have your own ranking, leave it in the comment section down below. And tell me what your favourite launch map is and tell me what your least favourite launch map is. But anyways guys, let's hop right into it. So there is 21 launch maps in total, and starting off with the 21 is Der Enfant. I mean, I really don't need to explain why this map is at the bottom of the list. The map launched with no wonder weapon, that being the ray gun, no pack-a-punch camos, no Easter egg, and no round based. And while I don't mind and actually quite like how the Outbreak game mode, specifically talking about the game mode of Outbreak and how it works in Vanguard Zombies, the base mechanics of Vanguard in terms of its gameplay isn't really the best. And yes, well, Vanguard did eventually add in the ray gun, pack-a-punch camos, and the Easter egg, along with a round based objective that wasn't added in until Season 1. Der Enfant was literally cut in half to be treated like the launch and DLC1 of Vanguard Zombies. So when I'm putting it at the bottom of the list here, I'm only talking about Vanguard Zombies' Der Enfant in terms of what we got on launch. And most of Der Enfant had nothing at the time. And I mean nothing. Coming in at the number 20 spot, we have Groshton House. Now, Groshton House is a bonus survival map you unlock after completing the quest on the final Reich within World War II Zombies. And the reason why I'm including this map and not the other survival maps in both Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 7 is specifically because those survival maps are in other maps. Far Dawn Farm is in Astra of the Damned, and all the other survival maps in Black Ops 2 besides Nuketown Zombies is in transit, whereas Groshton House is not in the final Reich. So that is why it is being put on this list and is considered a completely different map. So just a heads up there. But the reason why this map is so low on the list, even though I like it and enjoy it for a map that is small and it's just a casual chill experience, I don't really play it a lot and there isn't a whole lot to do. And yes, well, you can say the same about Nuketown Zombies. It all comes down to what I've played more in terms of those maps. In Groshton House, I just haven't played enough. So yes, while I am aware it is fun and chill, I just never played it enough, and that is why it's at the number 20 spot. Coming at the number 19 spot is Transit. And Transit's a weird one because if you just focus on the main locations of Transit, that being Bus Depot, Town, Farm, Diner and the Power Station, the map itself ain't that bad. But my god, is the jet gun terrible. The denizens are the death of me. The Easter egg, well yes, the Richtofen side is actually okay. The Maxis side, I went back to it and done it recently and oh my god, it was awful. Sure, it may have been a skill issue, but the last time I played Transit, which was like 1 or 2 weeks ago, I had a terrible experience. So that is why Transit is at the number 19 spot. Coming in at the number 18 spot is Kino de Tone. Now don't get me wrong, I love Kino. It's a classic for crying out loud. I love the music Easter egg, I love the wonder weapon and the location of the map. But every time I think of the map or when I play it, I get so bored of the map very quickly compared to the other maps I am going to rank on this list. So yeah, just because I ranked Kino very low on this list doesn't mean I hate it, let alone do I think it is a bad map. No, I think it's a very good map, and it is a chill experience. I just get very bored of the map very easily, especially when there's not really much to do. And kind of like Groshton House, when I go back to it and play it all the time, you know, I don't really play Kino a lot, you know? Like, I do not play Groshton House or Kino at all, and that's why it's at the number 18 spot. Coming in at the number 17 spot is Nacht der Untoten. Now, a while back, I tried a couple of attempts at getting to around 100 on Nacht, and while I did not get to around 100, I won't lie, I actually had a lot of fun. I don't know what it was, but just the last time I played Nacht, it was fun, and I'd honestly go back and play it and probably still feel the same way. But you gotta keep in mind that Nacht literally has nothing on it. No perks, no main quest, no big open map. It legit has got nothing on it compared to the other Zombies maps that came after it. But this is the map that started Call of Duty Zombies in the first place. And while I won't use that as a reasoning for ranking it a bit higher than the other maps I mentioned earlier, it is still a good feeling to look back on the first map, being Nacht der Untoten and Call of Duty Zombies, and look at where we are now. It's such a good feeling. But aside from that, That is at the number 17 spot. Coming in at the number 16 spot, we have 5. Now, I love 5. I cannot tell you how much I love 5. I really do. I love the characters, I love the location, I love the Pentagon Thief, and I actually quite like the Easter egg song. And while I do like this map, it's not a map I can see myself being on for too long, especially when two things that hold this map back for me is the Wonder Weapon, which is the Winter Cell, and the Nova Crawlers. But aside from that, there really isn't much to say about 5 other than I love the map. I think it's great, but there is one map I would put above it by 1 just because I played it recently and had a crap ton of fun on it. But aside from that, 5 is in the number 16 spot. Coming in at the number 15 spot is Nuketown Zombies. Nuketown's a funny one, because this and 5 were the two maps I arguably feel the same way about, but the big difference between these two maps, in my eyes anyway, are how challenging both the maps are. For starters, 5 is fun to play, but the challenging side of the map is when shit gets real and when you get to the high rounds, because it becomes a bit too much in my opinion, especially when you have Nova Crawlers and a shiny main Wonder Weapon being the Winter Cell. And yes, while you have the ray gun in there to help you, you don't have PhD to protect you from the splash damage the ray gun inflicts you with. Now yes, you can make the same argument for Nuketown Zombies, and that is 100% true, but for me, Nuketown Zombies is more challenging, but in a more fun and chiller way. I don't know why, but I played Nuketown Zombies like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I got to round 25 on both matches, and had a fun, yet chill and challenging experience, and I loved it. And I prefer most of the Black Ops 2 weapons over BO1s. So yes, while Nuketown Zombies definitely has its flaws, I couldn't help but enjoy myself in this chill, yet fun, challenging experience, and that is why Nuketown Zombies is at the number 15 spot. Coming in at the number 14 spot is the Giant. And the Giant, I really don't have much to say other than I played a crap ton of this map with people I knew from high school when it released, and it was fun. And honestly, everything I said about Nuketown Zombies is how I feel about the Giant, and it was fun. But like the other maps I mentioned on this list, like Nuketown Zombies 5 and Kino and Groshen House, and really the other maps that don't really have any main Easter eggs or much side quest on this map, there just isn't a lot to do on it apart from just chill and do high rounds. And I personally don't do a lot of high rounds. I really only like to do main Easter eggs on each map, but I will go back and play these maps from time to time for a video or something, and when I do play them, I actually do have a lot of fun if I do play those types of maps that don't really have a main Easter egg or a main quest or really anything a lot to do, because if I do play those types of maps a lot, I will get bored of them and I won't touch them for a long time. But aside from that, the Giant is a good map, and that is why I put it at the number 14 spot. They're coming in at the number 13 spot. Now, don't hate me, but I won't lie, I enjoyed the hell out of Modern Warfare Zombies when it launched, and for a game that had no round based at all from start to finish, it actually did quite well on launch. And for this ranking of Modern Warfare Zombies, I will only be talking specifically about the launch content that came from Modern Warfare Zombies. So the first 3 story missions were alright, facing off against the worm was awesome, and unironically, I actually quite liked the story of the game. The first Warlord of Modern Warfare Zombies 2 was a cool little side thing that you could have done, and while at the time it was a bit chaotic doing the Warlord, I couldn't help but have fun doing it. The Scorcher Wonder Weapon 2 is amazing and is a lot of fun to use, and the ray gun on that game, when I used it recently just as of last week, it was actually pretty decent, and then the Wonder Wolf was really good as well against the zombies, and grinding out to unlock all the schematics was fun too, and that's why Modern Warfare Zombies, in terms of its launch content, is at the number 13 spot. Coming in at the number 12 spot is Classified. Now Classified is a great remake to 5, but I'd say this map is comparable to the Giant, as the Annihilator quest in the Giant, in my eyes, reminds me of the Free Winter Soul quest in Classified, and it is a lot of fun to do. The story in the map too is great, especially when we are playing as the Ultimate crew for the first time in years at this point, and the Winter Soul is fantastic on this map compared to the original Winter Soul in 5. The only thing that sucks about the map is that we didn't see a little glimpse of the Pentagon Thief on the map, and yes, well, it makes sense for him not to be there, seeing as Samantha sent him somewhere else, as we saw in the intro cutscene. It would have been nice to see him. A lot of that, the main Easter egg on this map is getting to around 150, which sucks major balls if you're not a high round player. But aside from that, the map is so much fun, and I do prefer it over its original being 5, and that is why it is at the number 12 spot. Coming in at the number 11 spot, we have D Machine. Now, D Machine is a fantastic launch map, especially when it started the Dark Ether era off strong in my opinion. Along with that, it was the introduction to everything that is modern zombies, and at the time it was great. The ray gun at the time of D Machine's launch brought a tear to everyone's eye, especially when we dealt with a bad ray gun in Black Ops 3 and a below average ray gun in Black Ops 4. So to see the ray gun actually great and killing on really high rounds was fantastic, and the main wonder weapon being the DIE Shockwave along with its 4 variants was awesome. And granted, while the Easter egg was short and not really as mind blowing compared to Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4's Easter eggs, the story within the egg was good, and high rounds was at an all-time peak with this game, and I saw so many people on the game playing it, and there was so much replayability for the game at that time, and that game only had one launch map at the time, and that is the reason why D Machine is at the number 11 spot. Coming in at the number 10 spot is Liberty Falls. Liberty Falls is how I exactly feel the same way about D Machine. The only difference is that the water mechanics in BO6 feels a lot better compared to that of Cold Wars. Along with that, the map having fun and better side quests, along with having a better main quest in my opinion, and the jet gun returning is such a glorious way and actually feels great, especially when it's not going to break from time to time and you always have to craft it. It was awesome. And as for the story, the map, I feel the exact same way like I did for D Machine also in terms of its story, but that's probably because the map didn't have a set crew. But even without a set crew, I still enjoyed the story, especially with the story behind panels and the person he was talking to within the Dark Ether. But aside from that, Liberty Falls, it's at the number 10 spot. Coming in at the number 9 spot, now listen, I get it. This is Extinction and it's not zombies, but hey, it's canon to Infinite Warfare Zombies, and that is the main reason why I'm including it in this list. That and I actually like Extinction, so I don't really give a f. And Point of Contact is actually a great start to the Extinction mode. Being set in Chicago, and while it is simple, it can be difficult if not prepared, and if you're not succeeding at the challenges, so better make sure you're always doing them and always actually passing them. But other than that, there isn't much else to say about Point of Contact, other than if you're a fan of Extinction, then most Extinction fans will say Point of Contact is one of the best maps, if not the best maps in the mode. And if you're a fan of both Extinction and Zombies like myself, Point of Contact is better than some Zombies maps. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Point of Contact is in my top 10 launch maps. And hey, if you hate me for including it in this list, then just completely ignore this part and move on to the next map, because we are moving on from the number 9 slot to the number 8 slot, and we have Voyage of Despair in the number 8 slot. Now, I personally am a Voyage of Despair fan. I love the Easter egg and its boss fight, along with the chaos story and its crew. The fact that it is set on the Titanic is great and so beautiful. The wonder weapon itself too is also amazing, along with its 4 variants. The only thing that does leave me disappointed with Voyage though is that even though it is set on the Titanic, you would have expected some form of emotional moments within the map, specifically talking about maybe the map having some emotional moments in side eggs or emotional moments in its main Easter egg. Seeing as well, the map being set on the Titanic being one of the world's greatest tragedies, you would have expected some emotional moments, but it didn't. And I do think that is a really big missed opportunity for Voyage. But aside from that, unlike most, I do really enjoy the map. And yes, I do enjoy the planet step. And hey, you can even fly around in a flying ghost car. How cool is that? Coming in at the number 7 spot is the Final Reich. Final Reich, like Point of Contact, started off World War II Zombies strong, being ranked as not only one of the best launch Zombies maps of all time, but also in general one of the best Zombies maps of all time too. The story behind Straub and Klaus is awesome. The wonder weapon and its 4 variants are nice. Now granted, I do think the Reaper is stinky, especially the quest for it, but the other 3 variants for the wonder weapon is very cool. And to address the elephant in the room, there is not 1 but 2 main Easter eggs. Sure, it's not like our Black Ops 2 Zombies' Victus map's main Easter eggs worked, but instead there is a casual Easter egg which tells you how to do the Easter egg along with an easier version of the boss fight, and then there is a hardcore Easter egg which requires you to still do the casual Easter egg steps along with other steps you need to find on your own, and of course a much harder version of the boss fight. But all around, I have really nothing bad to say about the Final Reich, and that is why it is at the number 7 spot. Coming in at the number 6 spot is Blood of the Dead. Now Blood of the Dead by far has the best story out of any map within Call of Duty Zombies, and nothing tops it in terms of the map itself, though it is beautiful. The main Easter egg goes for the opposite approach of what Mob of the Dead does, as the Easter egg in that map, in my opinion, is quite easy. But for Blood of the Dead, it is much longer and is a bit more difficult. I will say though, doing this map's main Easter egg solo isn't really all that fun. And this is coming from a guy who has done this Easter egg solo 50 plus times, but co-op is a crap ton of fun. I don't even mind the bird step, to be honest, but the step in the Easter egg I hate the most is the Simon Says step. And the Simon Says step is something we have always seen in Call of Duty Zombies' main Easter eggs before, but oh my god is it horrendous in this map, because you're walking from the far end of the map being the docks, to then go to the other far end of the map, being Richthofen's laboratory, and it's just so annoying. But aside from that, all the other steps I don't necessarily mind, and the Easter egg itself I don't think it is bad. Just on solo for me personally, it isn't all that replayable, but co-op it's a lot more fun. The Mamagat is great, and while I do prefer just the normal Blundergat in Blood, the Mamagat is great, not only for offense, but defense, as it attracts some zombies to the lava shot, and as for the Acid Gat, it doesn't feel as satisfying to use on Blood compared to Mob, as on Mob you're shooting multiple Acid Gat shots, and you can hear the multiple Acid Gat shots being shot out, but in Blood it's like one big shotgun blast of multiple bullets coming out, and it doesn't feel as good unless you have PhD slider on. I also do wish there was a way to get to the Golden Gate Bridge somehow, whether that be if it was through the main Easter egg or a side Easter egg, but aside from that, Blood of the Dead is a fantastic yet quite an emotional map, and I think we all know why. Coming in at the number 5 spot is Zombies in Spaceland. This map is peak. It is one of the best Zombies maps of all time, and started Infinite Warfare Zombies strong, despite the hate Infinite Warfare, the whole game in general, was getting simply at the time. But the reason for it getting hate was simply just because it was in a futuristic tile. But the map itself has so much to do on it. The arcade games, the unique traps, setting it in the 1980s, another form of points being tickets to unlock attachments, and hell, even a wonder weapon, 4 Space Blaster wonder weapons, quite a difficult boss fight if you're not using Director's Cut, and David Hasselhoff? I mean, the map legit has everything. I mean, for crying out loud, you can ride a goddamn roller coaster. But for me personally, the reason why I put it at the number 5 spot and not higher is because of its Easter egg. Now, the Easter egg honestly ain't that bad, but all you're doing is defending a satellite type boombox 3 times, giving it to David and doing Simon Says, then boss fight. It really isn't all that. And I'm someone who mainly plays Zombies for its main Easter eggs, so when I do Zombies in Spaceland's main Easter egg, I have a lot of fun doing it, but it ends so quickly. And I do wish it had a unique boss fight arena, but the fight itself is still cool, and you can explode a UFO. What else could you want? So, Zombies Spaceland, it's great, and I do not have any problems with the map, like, at all whatsoever. So, I guess I just prefer the next 4 maps more. Coming in at the number 4 spot is 9. I remember doing the 9 Easter egg on launch with my best friend, and holy crap, is the map great. I love the theme, I love the setting, I think the map has the best balance of difficulty. The wonder weapon, while granted isn't the best, a great way of using it is when you're shooting and pressing the reload button on it at the exact same time. That way you could just spam the crap out of it. Now, even though the map has quite a few special enemies, they are difficult to take down. The map's main Easter egg is awesome, along with its side quest and the boss fight. Well, it is easy, you cannot deny going up against not 1 but 2 zombie elephants is insane and so unexpected, and that is what made it great. Going for Hybrids on the map too is a lot of fun, and it is one of those maps I really do not have any problems with at all, and that goes for the next 3 maps I'm about to mention. But if there were to be any problems, it wouldn't be the maps themselves, it would be the mechanics, and I don't really mind Black Ops 4's mechanics, let alone the modern Zombies mechanics, so I am chilling with how they are, despite having mechanics that I wouldn't personally want, but don't mind either. Coming in at the number 3 spot is Terminus. Now, Terminus, this map is insane. I don't know what it is, but this map is the best map in Black Ops 6 Zombies. The side quests, well, aren't funny and goofy like Liberty Falls, they're still great. And I mean, one of the side quests grants you a permanent double points, for crying out loud. And for a map that has no classic point system, that's awesome. The Wonder Weapon 2, if you know how to use it right, it is a blast as well. And the Easter egg and the story set up the new character at the time, Maya, so well. It's amazing, and the boss fight, well granted is easy, it's one of my best boss fights of all time. I have personally always wanted a Kraken boss fight in Zombies, and the fact that we got such a unique Kraken boss fight, one that I would never have thought of the way Treyarch done it, is amazing. That and the music in this map is insane. From the music in the boss fight to its music Easter egg is fantastic. The only problem I'd say this map has is 2 out of the 3 islands, being the one with the arsenal machine and the one collecting the blue orb souls for the Wonder Weapon quest. There is really no reason to go out onto those 2 islands, but that really isn't a problem for me personally. That's just me speaking on the behalf of the community, as I know that is something everyone brings up when I ask if they have a problem with the map Terminus, and it's the fact that those 2 islands I mentioned previously, there is nothing to do on them besides the Wonder Weapon quest. But aside from that, Terminus I can keep going back to and playing it over and over again and just never get bored of it. Ever. Coming in at the number 2 spot is Astra of the Damned. Now, yes, this might be recency biased, but I cannot lie, there was a lot of stuff that I saw in the Astra of the Damned trailer that had me thinking some stuff in the map wouldn't be good, and one of them was Tessie, the Wonder Vehicle. But boy, I was wrong. The upgrades to it is amazing, and originally I did not like the idea of Pack-a-Punch being on Tessie, but I did appreciate how unique it was. But after playing the map, I actually love it. As for the Abomination heads, I don't use them a whole lot, but once you put them on, holy crap, Tessie looks a whole lot cooler. And then when you unlock the Wonder Wolf turret after getting to the halfway point of the main Easter egg, Tessie is complete and looks badass. The Wonder Weapon was also something I thought would be bad despite its awesome design, but holy crap, it is so good. The damage on it is insane. On top of that, it can pull in items just like the Health Retriever in both Mob and Blood of the Dead, and if you don't get hit, it can give you more health, giving you a max of 400 HP, and the Wonder Weapon is 100% an S tier Wonder Weapon. It might just be my personal favourite Wonder Weapon. And as for the map itself, it is beautiful. Janus Towers, well granted I don't go there a lot, it is nice and a cool little storm room. Farm, granted it is nice to see it back, it is also another location I won't go back to, but after doing the main quest, Farm is definitely one of the creepiest locations on the map, especially if you know the backstory behind Farm on this map. Blackwater Lake 2 is also quite creepy because of the story behind it, and during the main Easter egg, if you mess up the final step, you will get a jump scare, and I won't lie, I quite literally shited myself because I wasn't expecting it. Ashwood is a cool mix of town and buried, and it definitely is the main point of the map, as not only does it have a great backstory behind it, but it being where Jug and Double Tap is great. Having jump pads that go to either of the 4 POIs, being Diner, Ascension, Farm, or Blackwater Lake, is fantastic, and it is definitely a decently sized area to train in. As for the Cosmodrome area, this is probably one of my favourite areas in the map, as even though I think Ascension is very average, looking at this version of Ascension in Astra of the Damned, it's so beautiful. And yeah, I get it, it's more likely inspired from launch from multiplayer, but it's from Zombies, so I'm calling it Ascension. And Exit 115 is so beautiful. The diner is amazing and potentially, most likely, my favourite area on the map. While the diner and the Cosmodrome doesn't have the most interesting story behind those 2 areas, personally to me in my opinion, it still is cool. And the only disappointing part of the map is the fact that you cannot get points within the fog. I think that is hella annoying, but I don't go in the fog a lot, to the point where it does annoy me a whole lot. And as for the main Easter egg, holy crap, the main Easter egg is the best main Easter egg in modern Zombies ever. Specifically, the story of the 8 characters as well is great. After the abysmal story that we got in Reckoning back in Black Ops 6 Zombies DLC 4, and the boss fight arena is my personal favourite boss fight arena of all time in Zombies. And the boss fight itself is so unique and so difficult, and I do see a lot of people complaining about it, and while yes, I do think the boss should be nerfed just ever so slightly, just a tiny bit, the boss fight difficulty I actually love so much. One of the more harder boss fights ever in Zombies history. And if Treyarch do decide to nerf the boss, I hope they don't nerf it a whole lot like they did with the Tomb boss fight. And while I do think that the boss fight is still hard on that map, I don't think it's as hard as when the Tomb originally launched. So Treyarch, please don't nerf the boss a crap ton, please, on Astra of the Damned. Other than that, I do love how Maya became a lot more interesting again within this map, as a lot of people didn't like Maya after Citadel Day more, as she really did not have a reason to be there. but we did not get an explanation as to why she's still with the crew till Reckoning. Problem was, it was explained in Intel, and a lot of people don't like to use Intel as their main way to learn more about the story. But in Black Ops 7 they fixed this, as one of the conversations Carver and Maya have in Astra the Damned explains why Maya is still here, and the reason is, even after she's done what she's had to do for her brother's sake, she didn't want to be alone, as she has nothing or no one to go back to, so she stayed with the other members of the Rec Room crew to help them. So thank you Black Ops 7 Zombies for that. All around, again, it could be recency biased, but I can see myself playing this map for a long time, and like Terminus, I don't think I'll ever get bored of it. Coming in at the number 1 spot is Shadows of Evil. This in Astra the Damned was hard, but man, Shadow takes it home with its amazing celebrity cast, the best wonder weapon in all of Zombies, and yes, while the Easter egg isn't as good as the others, it is really fun to play, and is more replayable, especially when you're doing it with 4 players. The map story too is amazing, especially when the map has ties to the GOAT, Mob of the Dead, and then continuing the Ether story in such a drastic way with the introduction to the Shadow Man and the Apothecans. It is all but great. The Pack-a-Punch quest is definitely the best PAP quest of all time, and the Sword Specialists till this day are my favourite specialist weapon that we've ever had in Zombies history. This map set up Black Ops 3's greatness so well, and it just makes me think of how I and so many others actually originally hated this map when it first launched, because my god, we were so blind, so blind at the time. When I said I don't have any problems with other maps, I didn't mean that, but Shadows legit has none. Like, I don't even remember any problems that I have with the map, like, at all. I don't even think I have any problems with the map. And I also remember Vanos making so many videos on this map too. Like, holy crap, they were so much fun to watch. And that was just the start of where Zombies was going to go in the future. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about my list. Do you guys hate the ever-loving guts out of my list? And do you hate me as a person now? Or do you think my list was actually decent and you respect my opinion and don't want to hate me on Twitter for it? But aside from that, again, let me know in your comment section down below what's your favourite launch map at Call of Duty Zombies and what's your least favourite Call of Duty Zombies launch map. But guys, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all within the next video or live stream. And goodbye.